When you're going through trials in your life, you gotta speak resilience in your life.
A poem entitled Night Girls Children's Collection by ToseimaJ. Children, parents, educators, gather round. Collect the Night Children's Collection. Turn your frowns right side up. Bask in the beauty of a solution to build our youth up. Frankly, Frankie, somebody save Scotty. There's no place like home. What happened to candy? James, stop lying. Lumps of coal, don't give up, keep on trying. Stronger than you think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 ways to make you think. Think about life. Think about what's right. Write it down. Make it plain. Help me to find my way. Help me to maintain the courage to successfully sustain, the wisdom to maintain, raising children up in the way they should go. Knight, Jones, Williams, believing a higher purpose is the guide to being in the know, a child becoming an adult, a gift to the world, inspired by what is right versus what is wrong. Educate, inspire, empower. Hey guys, what's up, my podcast peoples? It's your girl Toseima, also known as Speak Resilience in the building. I am so excited to celebrate the 2021 Impact and Influence Authors Conference. And on the podcast today, we have the amazing Night Girls Children Collection book authors. That is going to be Miss Rhonda Knight. Wave to the people. Hey. And her daughter Mignon could not be here. However, she's still fabulous and worthy to be named. We also have Alicia Knight. Wave to the people. Hey, hey. And we have Kayla Knight. Wave to the people. Hey, hey. And we have Amber Jones, the lovely Amber Jones. Wave to the people. Hey. So, how are you guys? Are you excited about the conference?
Absolutely.
Yes, we are.
It's going to be so wonderful. And Rhonda, you've done such an amazing job pulling together all the featured authors. They're all super excited. And of course, so am I. So I wanted to ask you, though, the Night Girls Children's Collection of books, what inspired this wonderful undertaking? Please talk to us.
Okay, great. No problem. Well, let me first say, Amber had a vision. She heard, she felt the Lord was speaking to her that my daughters and myself should write a series of children's books to help kids with tough issues, but in a kid-friendly way. And when she brought this to me, I thought to myself, you know, Amber, this would be absolutely perfect because, as you know, I do a lot of speaking engagements, and I always do a Q&A, and then I'll talk to people afterwards, and I would hear so many people say that when they were a child, this happened, or when they were a kid, that happened, and because of what happened to them as a child, it caused them to grow up with mental health issues. Not meaning they're crazy, they just went through something that caused them problems mentally, based on what happened. So our goal collectively was to make a series of books that would help kids feel very comfortable speaking with an adult about what they're dealing with, or know how to handle a situation and talk to a friend about it, or whatever was needed. So we all came together as a group, and we thought about the subject matters that we thought would be the first most important ones to put in this series, the Help Build Learner series, and this is series 1. And then we have some other ideas we have for our second series that will go out. So really, even with the characters that we developed And also, by the way, we chose to use animal characters because we knew that that would be easier for a child to relate to as opposed to seeing another child. And so we wanted to make everything very comfortable for the child to, as they're reading and learning about the story. And so in our next series, well, what we do want people to do is follow these kids in their elementary school ages for a few series. And then we're going to go into the teenage years and the things that teenagers deal with as well. So that's pretty much how everything got started.
So I have to ask you guys, what was the most surprising thing you discovered while you were working on this awesome project? Like first of all, I know that there are so many of our listeners who really can benefit from the children's collection of books, and just the way that you kind of, you address real life issues. So these are things that children are actually going through. What would you say is the most surprising thing you discovered about yourself while you were working on this project?
That's interesting.
That's a really good question. I would have to say I discovered that I too had some self-esteem issues. So the book that I wrote is Frankly Frankie, and this deals on self-esteem issues. So as I was writing the book, it also kind of took me back to like my childhood and how I had some issues and I overcame. So it was like bringing this character to life, you know. And I'm just so excited because I know that there's so many kids out there that are really going to benefit from our series of books. And that's our mission. That's our mission.
True.
Did anyone else discover anything about themselves you'd like to share?
Well, I think that one of the things that I do love about with each one of the characters, they all had different things they had to deal with. So as Amber mentioned with Frankie being a giraffe who was dealing with self-esteem. And then she also wrote another book about Alice. And Alice is a kitty who had the house where all the kids love to come to. But her family, her mom and dad ended up, losing his job and they had to move and they became homeless and had to go to a shelter. And so we know that a lot with the kids and we're dealing with the pandemic and the way that things are now, that a lot of kids are dealing with that issue. And then with Kayla, she and I co-wrote James Stop Lying, and that's about a lion, and he is a person who excels at everything. He's the biggest, hero to the town and in sports and all types of things, except for the fact that he had a learning disability. And one of the things that when Kayla and I was talking about her character and where she wanted to go with her story, I know that she mentioned to me she thought it was very important because as a child she had a learning disability as well. And so she knew how she felt in that regards. So us coming together to say, it's okay to be, to have a disability, whether it's a learning disability or any other disability, it doesn't make you any less the person that you are. It's okay to be proud to be who you are and not to be ashamed. And then with Alicia, she wrote the book Lumps of Coal, and that's dealing with bullying from two perspectives. It's dealing from the perspective that Cole is a bully, but he really doesn't realize he's a bully until someone tells him, even though he bullies people throughout the whole series, but we find out that he was bullied, by someone too. I don't want to tell everything because I want you to buy the book, but it's a great book that helps on both of those perspectives. And for me, I wrote the two books, What Happened to Candy, which deals with sexual assault and molestation and that issue and what to do when something like that happens to you. Because as you know, Toseima, sadly, many children experience that and then they grow up with carrying that emotion because they didn't know what to do or who to talk to about. And so in that book, for me, the one thing that I can say I learned, that I knew that it was very important that I let that child understand, if you tell someone and they don't believe you or don't listen, don't give up. Go to the next person and the next person and the next person until somebody finally listens to you and believes you and helps you. So don't give up. And the other book that I wrote was Stronger Than You Think. So we find the character Christiana, and I'm sorry to say that I meant to say that Cole is a koala bear, and then Candy is an elephant, and then Christiana is a cocker spaniel dog. And so with her situation, Stronger Than You Think, is about abuse in the home, because sadly there is abuse happening in some families. So the good thing about these series of books is the fact that we designed them to be where you can interact with that child. So you can read that book as a parent to that child and say, hey, what do you think Candy should have done? Or do you think that was a great idea what James did? Or, what do you think, Cole learned from that? And so it helps the child to start to, reason with, ideas of what to do and what's the best decisions to make. And it's also designed so that they can be used in the school system, at pediatric clinics, anywhere that there are children, they can be used. So we already have our books in the Alabama school system, in Opelika and Arbin School District, as well as in the Gwinnett County Public Libraries.
So that's a huge, huge accomplishment for you guys. I think that this book should be in every school in America. And then once we get in every school in America, then it needs to be in every school in the world. Come on now.
Amen.
Come on now. Because
Right.
these are really issues that are affecting households. It's not it every single day. Exactly.
Yes.
I think for all of the teachers that are out there, all of you guys that are educators, you're listening. I have really great friends in high places, you guys.
Woo.
Come on through and get the Night Girls Children's Collection. Talk to your colleagues about it. Let's bring it in, have it be a part of the PTA meeting. You know, when I was a room parent and we were going to them PTA meetings, I would have loved to have heard about a book collection like this.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. We need this in the PTA meeting instead of some of the things that we discuss. But I will move along.
But I also think too, even in the medical field, clinics, because it's easier for a child to read a story and say, that happened to me, than just to start telling what happened to them. So anywhere where people deal with children, it's a great idea to have this. If you're not a parent, you may have nieces and nephews. Get these books for them. Get the whole series. And that way they have 7 wonderful books to help them. And we pray and hope that no child would ever go through any of these things. But the thing is, and sadly they do. And if they don't, they may know of someone who does. So when you can help educate a child, it helps them to be able to reach out and say to their friends, you know what, I read this book and it said blah, blah, blah. So, hey, it's a book that's needed, and the whole series is needed, I think, in every household.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a great way to start a conversation. Speaking of starting a conversation, I would love to know what you guys are doing when you're not writing. Share with our viewers what life is like away from the pen.
Oh man. Well, we are all mothers, so we have to be a role model for our children and stuff, and our kids look up to us. So for me, my oldest, Brianna, she looks up to me, and she's looking at me like, oh wow, my mom is this author who has a book out there for kids to read, and she's excited at school to tell her classmates and friends and stuff like that. And so I just want to reach out to the schools and homes, because like Rhonda said, it happens every day, everywhere. It's not just schools. It could be at work, it could be at home, and they have books for older people, but nothing really for children to kind of it's very therapeutic to look at and read and to understand, like this is actually something that's going on, and it inspires you to kind of talk to someone about it.
I agree.
I love that you talked about being a mom, because being a mom is like being a superhero most days. We have to really acknowledge that role. And I think there are a lot of moms out there who really need to purchase this book for their children. So we've already looked at, we've layered it out already. We know that teachers and educators, we know parents need this, we know pediatric facilities need this, we know it needs to be in every household. I see some gold and black in that background, Miss Amber. What are you doing other than writing? I'm trying to get a closer look. Take my glasses off.
I am the owner of the Shades of Amber beauty line, and it is a beauty line that represents all different complexions, all different shapes, sizes, all different cultures. It's a beauty line that carries organic hair products, organic cosmetics, and accessories, and so much more. So when I'm not writing books, I am also being a mom, like Alicia said, and also running my business as well.
So awesome. And I heard your products are vegan. They have vegan products in there too, right?
Absolutely, yes. We're so proud to carry a vegan line and cruelty-free products as well. That's very, very important, especially right now with a lot of people switching over to the whole vegan lifestyle or organic lifestyle. It's not just about what you eat, but it's also about what you put on your skin and your hair and things like that. So it's a movement that I'm very proud to be a part of.
Awesome. And we're so glad that it's a movement you're a part of too. Help us be healthier. Help us with our skin and our hair follicles. It's serious. Lovely Miss Kayla. Share with our viewers what you're doing when you're not writing.
Well, I'm being a mom, of course, and I'm a hairstylist. So I do hair on my free time and stuff. So if you want to get your hair done, look me up on 5 Stars. Got you.
Come on now, and put the shameless plug in there. Let's go.
She did. Way to go.
Where can they get their hair done again, Kayla?
5 Stars in Lawrenceville, Georgia, downtown Lawrenceville.
Yes. Come on, master cosmetologist. Let's get it done. And lovely, remarkable Rhonda.
Yes,
everyone knows that you are the amazing creator of the 2021 Impact and Influence Authors Conference. But there's more to your story. Share with our viewers the other things you're doing aside from being the visionary behind the conference, rallying together humans to make them greater, and raising a powerhouse team of daughters at the same time.
They are that.
I'm just saying, I could drop the mic right there. I'm on.
Well, thank you, Tosima. As she mentioned, I do a few other things. I will say a lot of other things, but one of the main things I do as well, other than writing, as you know, I'm an international author. I'm a motivational speaker, as I've mentioned, but I also run a publishing company. It's called It's called Ladyknight Enterprises Publishing, and we are one of the sponsors, along with Shades of Amber, for the conference. And we have several other sponsors too, but that's one of our bigger sponsors as well. And so I do that, and I love it. It's a pleasure to be able to help other people birth their dream and their vision in their books, even as long as with what we did here. Now, the other thing I wanted to mention too real quickly is the 7th book that I didn't mention is Somebody Save Scotty, and it's very important I mention that, and that's by Mignon Williamson. As you know, as Tosima mentioned earlier, she couldn't be on here with us today, but her book deals with depression and even suicidal thoughts, because I don't think that most people realize that children as young as 5 years old commit suicide, and it's really sad for us to think that a child that young would take their lives. So we definitely wanted to make sure we tapped into that to help kids who are dealing with depression and they don't even understand what depression is or what they're going through. So that book, Somebody Save Scotty, that's what that's all about. So when I'm not doing the whole thing with the authors and the books and all that, I am in ministry too. That's something that I'm very thankful and humbled to be a part of as well. So there you have it.
I am so grateful that you amazing ladies decided to join us on the podcast and share your stories and allow us to peek inside of your life when you're not writing. which most people want to just be the writer and that's it. But I think since the pandemic has happened, people want to know that you're real. People want to know that they can touch you. You guys are all mothers. You guys are doing amazing things. Some jobs that some of us are fortunate to do, and then some jobs some of us will never do. But it's pretty amazing that you're on the show, you're sharing your story, and I would like for you to share with our viewers where they can get your book. So, and before you answer that question, I'm not just talking about where they can get the book if they want to buy it and they're a mom. How can they start the process to get the Lady Knight girls children's book collection in their school system? Like, what is the first step they need to take to make that happen?
Great question. So I'll take that question. So I would say the first thing to do is to reach out to us. You can go to we have two websites, but I'm going to send you to Lady Knight Enterprises Publishing, Ladyknightenterprisespublishing.com. There you'll be able to read about each of the books. You'll be able to read about the authors and what they're doing, and you'll be able to order the whole series of books. If you are a business, an organization, a church, a school system, you can reach out to us at 678-888-5599 and let us know that you need X number of books for your business or for your school, and we certainly will get those books out to you as well. And you also can buy these books at the conference and get a chance to meet all these beautiful young ladies and get your book signed there at the conference, which is March 26th through the 28th of this month at the beautiful Embassy Suites Hotel in Gwinnett County in Duluth. And it's that Friday through Sunday. You can meet the authors and buy a set of books there or individual books. We'd love to have you there.
Fantastic. Well, thank you guys so much for joining me on the Speak Resilience podcast. And thanks to all of our viewers out there. I hope you got something meaningful for your soul during this episode. Let's get it done. Again, my name is Toseima, also known as Speak Resilience. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Until next time, keep kinging and queening. We got to get this done. See y'all next time.
Bye.
Bye.
3 things. Register for the 2021 IIAC at Ladyknightenterprisespublishing.com. Attend for free all weekend, March 26th through the 28th at the Embassy Suites Gwinnett, 2029 Salad Light Boulevard, Duluth, Georgia. You can also find info on how to buy a book from one of our featured authors, become a VIP member, and become a vendor if slots are still available. Check out Firefly Poetry Night with DJ Stacks B on the 1s and 2s, held every second Wednesday at Gillies The Spot, 4343 Dunwoody Parkway in Dunwoody, Georgia. Our featured poet of April is Q. Come and check her out. Stacks B Entertainment provides entertainment on Friday nights and Sundays, so check out stacksb.com. Don't forget to follow her, like her, tweet her, subscribe, and support her, sister. For more info on this and all events, check out speakresilience.com.